Hello. I'm gonna talk about angels. Um, Before I went to this psychic, I bought like this deck of like angel oracle cards. And I worked with them a teeny bit. But then I went to the psychic, and she's like, "Oh, you work with angels or something?" Like, well, yeah, I have. And I'm like, yeah. I didn't say anything else, but I thought, well, that sort of makes sense. I mean, I've meditated for a really long time, and like, I work with energies and stuff, and I didn't really think about the oracle deck um, too much. I just thought of, are these energies angels that I'm working with? And so it's like been like, I don't know, 3 or 5 years since then, and I've thought about that in my mind, just like in my unconscious. It's been like rolling around, and there's a few like epiphanies coming that sound right. Because um I do work with those cards now a bit, and my favorite are the Archangels. Definitely because they're the most like legally well known angel that is also ascribed to the Christian faith, and like many Christians know of them and believe in them. It pretty much just keeps me bound to the government of what is in this time. And so, Michael, the, I've heard that he's like, like the biggest angel or whatever up there, number one or something. But I've also heard another story, I forgot what that one was. And so on one of my very dismal days, I don't know when, like 2 years ago or something, I was out and about in a parking lot, and I got this, I hear like, people's spirits and talk to them and stuff. And so he was like, it was like supposedly like Michael, Archangel Michael. For I like to dream stream of conscious as I live in the waking world. And he said, you should be Christian. And I'm like, okay. So, because it's like easy for me to just say that I'm Christian, so people don't ask too many questions. And so Archangel Michael really helps me. I like the word Michael. Um, to me, it reminds me of blue, the color blue, and he's like God's like number one like kid, and he's almost just like happy, just like you know. And for some reason, he reminds me of drinking milk. And medicine and sickness medicine. It's almost like a definition of the simplicity of life, sucking up to dad, and just like being happy because of that. And he really guides me in that simple manner. My boyfriend right now reminds me of Archangel Michael, and he's sort of like my little guardian angel. My boyfriend, because usually if there's something wrong with me and stuff, like if I tell him, it just kind of like disappears and fizzles, which is nice. Super. And then there's I still have to burp. Okay, whatever. Okay. What other? There's the Gabriel one. And to me, like I heard it can be a girl or a guy. I like the guy version. And the singer Tom Wyatt reminds me of Archangel Gabriel. At least that's how I believe he wants me to see him at that time, at this time, so I can heal myself accordingly. Archangel Gabriel to me is the artist. Just an artist. The epitome of an artist. And the energy of Tom Wyatt's art, and also this guy that worked with me at Wendy's. He had the Gabriel thing, and I don't remember his name, but He reminded me of that angel. Their energy for art is a lot more rough around the edges, a lot more kind of just let it go, but it's also like avant-garde, psychedelic like mine, kind of, in a way. The looseness and intelligently distributed artifacts. But compared to them, my art is more like crisp around the edges and stuff. That's what I would think of it as. And so I feel comfortable with Gabriel being that art background for me, because I can compare myself to his art and still like mine, you know? And it just really helps me in that way. Because I do like his art style, just not 100% because it's not my art style. It's so, okay, I have one angel, there's Michael, that reminds me of like simply being a kid, and there's Gabriel, who reminds me of being an artist, and Raphael, the healer. And I do believe I want to be a healer of some sort in this world. And I'm working on like healing my heart and stuff, and healing like talking to the spirits and the angels like exactly one-on-one, like right snap then, and feeling their energies in a very potent way and stuff. And we're working on healing my concept of what should be and what could be, because of God's design. And whenever I try to heal my heart with him, sometimes I put like the oracle card around my heart and like a crystal on it too. And so those are 3 angels that I like right now. I would like to get like an oracle card deck that is just the archangels, because that would be pretty cool. Right now I have like I think it's like Doreen Virtue, her deck. And there's a lot of like different angels in there, and you know, one night I like called on one. I was like in bed. There's one that I've never heard of, and the response was kind of like teenage-ish, like immature, and it didn't feel all that genuine. And so to me, those are just like spirits, like helpful spirits and stuff. Yeah. She helped, but she was a little like distant and kind of made fun of me in a way. Like, kind of like bitchy, kind of. But, you know, each to his own. I'm on my own path too. So, angels. So thus I'm working with angels. And working with angels kind of justifies like how I think of myself, how I look, because I look kind of just like babyish with no style or something. And the fact that I'm like white, and like angels are usually seen as white, it helps me justify like my guilt, as also working with other types of beings too, positive and negative, and all sorts of things. And thus I don't like angels sometimes, because I think that they're kind of superficial and merely hopeful, and there's so much more to life in the universe than goodness, because goodness destructs just as darkness. They could have a real good message in them, and still ignore beings, though they have God's word in them. Perhaps they don't even know that they aren't God or something. And I think about that a lot. So angels, angels, angels. And when I read this book in the library, it was like, I don't know what it was, but it was like, I think it's a well-known like Gnosis kind of book, and it's about the creation of the earth and like, you know, Adam and Eve and that thing. And there was like 100 million different types of angels in that documentary of like long ago. It's a very famous Nag Hammadi Scriptures or something. It's so intensely strange and different from everything that I'm used to reading and knowing about angels, because feeling their names and the context clues of what is written about the angels that I saw in there, they're kind of like dark and demeaning with their own personalities and greedy desires. It's almost like feels like, you know, down to earth in a way, as though there's all sorts of beings in existence. And it just baffled me. I couldn't even read the whole thing. It was so different from what I know. What else about angels? On the astral plane I've seen beings, and I believe there are angels, but they didn't have wings. I was led to them by a white angel with wings, a typical angel, and yet when I got there, they were very tall and very black, and they were so smooth and milky and gentle. They weren't even gentle, they were just like purely good or something. And yeah, so that's my little talk about angels. I don't know what else I should say. I have 3 minutes. Angels, angels. Angel, the word kind of sounds like angle. And I really like wordplay. It's like an art and a science. Words that sound alike. Kind of like Jewish numerology or whatever it's called. Everything has a value. And I wonder why angels in English or whatever are valued like angles. I wonder if each angel sees the world from a different angle. And so whatever one you look at, you're seeing the world through their eyes, or getting a blessing by that angel from that angle. So the angles I like is being a kid, healing, and art. I guess those are 3 important angles for me to view life from. Yeah, I guess that's all. Have a good day. Bye.